Hello, welcome back to my channel. I am Heather Tiedemann. I am a realtor down here in the beautiful area of Lexington, Columbia, South Carolina. And that sun is sunny right now. Beautiful day here in South Carolina. Much better than last week when it was dreary and rainy. But I'm not gonna keep you too long with my rambling. We are gonna be talking about, so you've moved to South Carolina, now what? But before we get started, you know what I'm gonna ask? Please like and subscribe to my channel. I greatly appreciate it. It really helps with the YouTube algorithm and it helps my channel grow. We have recently broke 300 subscribers, so yay! Thank you guys for subscribing. I really appreciate it. And it means the world to me. So let's hop on in. So a lot of people move to South Carolina and really don't know what to do next. So I'm gonna just kind of spitfire a bunch of information at you. And if you would like to know more about that, definitely drop a comment down below, reach out to me via my contact information in the description, or ask in our Moving to Lexington, Chapin, or Irmo Facebook groups, and I'm always happy to answer those questions for you. But stay tuned to the end because I'm gonna have a big one that's gonna save you a ton of money, like thousands of dollars a year kind of money. You're not gonna wanna miss that. So you moved to South Carolina, you're getting settled in. What are you supposed to do next? So I have my little sheets here. Number one, if you listen to my other videos, some of these things you should have already done. You should have already prepared for. But if you haven't, because you didn't find me soon enough, or whatever the case may be, you got busy, life happened, yada yada, etc. These are some things that you're gonna want to do. Number one, find your healthcare providers. As soon as you can apply to be a new patient, do it, because sometimes they have wait lists and it can take a couple of months to actually get an appointment. So you're going to want to do that ASAP, especially if you are someone that is high medical needs and that needs to see a doctor on a regular basis. So hit your general practitioners, hit your specialists, try to get in as soon as possible, ideally before you moved here. But if not, at least do it as soon as you get here. Number two, find a bank in South Carolina. I cannot tell you how many people move here and they have a bank that's not located in South Carolina, and it becomes a problem because you have no way of getting cash. If you have to wire money, if you need a cashier's check, you're not able to do that if that bank is not here in South Carolina. So get that bank switched over ASAP, because there's nothing worse than needing the bank and your bank is in Michigan or New York and you have no way of accessing it. So get your bank switched to a local bank in South Carolina. It doesn't even have to be a local bank. I do recommend local banks, but at least a bank that's available nationwide where you can find an actual branch in South Carolina. That is going to be a big one. And you may think, I don't need a branch in South Carolina. I don't need cash. You never realize that you need it until you need it and it's an emergent situation. So definitely go ahead and do that. Number three, update your address. So your mailing address, your address for all your bank statements, for your credit cards, for your magazine subscriptions. Go ahead and get those addresses updated, because even if you do it with USPS, it only lasts for a year. So if you haven't switched that, they won't keep forwarding it after the year. So you want to go ahead and make sure that's taken care of. Then you're going to want to register your kids for school. If you got here before school started, then you may have already done that. But if you are under contract to purchase a home, you can actually use that contract in the Lexington, Columbia area to register your kids for school. But if you've already purchased your house or you're renting, then go ahead and register your kids for school now. We finished one page already. Number five, you're gonna want to register your cars in South Carolina. It sucks. We gotta pay property taxes here. I don't like paying property taxes on my vehicles, but on the plus side, South Carolina really doesn't have any toll roads. I've been to Florida, I've been to New York, those tolls add up. And we don't have that here, but we do have annual property taxes on our vehicles. So go ahead and get your car registration switched over to your new address, as well as your driver's license. You're gonna want to get your driver's license switched over to your new home address here in South Carolina. And along with that, you're also going to want to register to vote. Make sure you are registered to vote if you choose to vote. Because that does take a little bit of time, and you don't want to go vote and you weren't registered to vote here. Go ahead and familiarize yourself with local laws. South Carolina has different laws than in other states. Other states have different laws that don't pertain to South Carolina. You don't want to get yourself in a situation where you may have accidentally broke a law because you didn't know it was a law. So go ahead and familiarize yourself at least with the basics. At least with the basics. With that said, the left lane is for passing. If you are not passing and you are not going faster than the people in the right lane, get out of the left lane. That is a South Carolina law. You're welcome. Moving on, get out and meet people. Biggest challenge when people move here is they don't know anybody, and it's scary, and loneliness is one of the biggest reasons why people leave South Carolina, as you found out in one of my previous videos. And you don't want to move here and take on the big expense of moving across country or across states and get here and not know anybody and it not be what you expected. The people that get out and meet others and create those friendships and those bonds, they end up liking here a lot more than someone that's kind of recluse and doesn't want to get out and meet people, because you're going to be lonely. You don't know anybody here. So definitely a big thing to do. Joining local Facebook groups keeps you informed of all things in the community. Also, what great ways of meeting friends. Meetup groups are also a great way of meeting friends. You can find us actually at Lexington Newcomers. We host events at least once a month, sometimes twice a month. Lots of people meet friends that way. Find local sports and activities, things you like to do. That's another great way of meeting people. If you are athletic or your children are athletic, get them out there. Have them play baseball, soccer, football, volleyball, all the balls. Pickleball, that's a big one here. It's really rapidly growing, and there are actually a couple of Facebook groups in which you can join for pickleball. So finding those local sports and activities can really help grow your sphere of people that you know, like, and trust, so you can make your transition here a lot easier. Speaking of sports, you're gonna be asked as soon as you moved here to pick a football team. You have the Carolina Gamecocks and you have the Clemson Tigers. Those are the two big ones in South Carolina. If you're in the Columbia, Lexington area, everybody's gonna tell you to pick the Carolina Gamecocks. I'm gonna say boo to those people. Clemson, yeah. That's where you should be looking. That's where you should be looking. And we're gonna come now to the very last tip and the most important tip. File for your legal residency property tax rate. When you purchase a home in South Carolina, you are automatically defaulted to the non-owner occupied rate. That is triple, if not quadruple, your property taxes. Once you switch over your car registration and your driver's license, go to the tax assessor's office and file for the legal residency tax rate. That will save you thousands and thousands of dollars every single year. Make sure that you are doing that. It has never happened to my clients because I'm going to let you know multiple times a year, but I have heard so many horror stories of people expecting to pay $1,500, $1,800 a year in property taxes, and then suddenly there's $6,000, $7,000 a year. Make sure you are applying for your legal residency rate. Then after you've lived here for about a year, if you're over the age of 65 or legally deaf or blind, you can also apply for the homestead exemption, which will make the first $50,000 of your property value not taxable, which can save you some extra coins there. But definitely that is so important. It is so important. Probably if you take nothing else from this video, that's the one. Definitely file for your legal residency tax rate. or you're going to be left with this giant bill. It can be fixed. It can be fixed, but you're going to want to make sure you do it. So that is all the tips I have for you today. If you have any tips, if you've already moved here and you have any other tips or things you did not know, drop them in the comments. I always love to hear about them and learn about them. And if you are planning a move to the Lexington, Columbia area, my contact information is down in the description below. I'm always happy to help you with that process. And you can also join our local Facebook groups right there in the link tree in the description box. And until next time, I'll catch you in the next one. Bye!